Hey, I'm Ian.
I'm John
We're in the band Billy Talent, and we're kicking it at the Oakland Arena, opening up for Rise Against and Rancid tonight
on ACtv.
on ACtv.
This is our third
Yeah,
show. I guess the tour's been, they did it in two separate halves. So the first half, the Riverboat Gamblers were opening, and now we're opening. So yeah, it's just getting started, and it's awesome.
yeah. Well, we met Rise Against on Warped Tour many years ago, and awesome dudes and just a great band. So we're really happy to be doing this tour, and they've come out with us in Canada when we did our Canadian tour a couple years ago, and now we're here in America.
Yeah, we opened up for them too on their one of their headlining U.S. tours last year, or on their last record too. So yeah, we've known them for a while. Yeah, I just started playing bass because I wanted to be in a band. I was like a 12-year-old kid, and Guns N' Roses came out, and I wanted to be in Guns N' Roses. So started playing bass, and then got to high school and met these guys, and just the band started there.
I think my first concert was Rush, and I really loved Alex Lifeson's guitar playing, so that kind of inspired me to pick up a guitar.
It's a tough question. It's so many awesome places we've played. A couple of my favorite gigs ever was this one in Quebec called Festival d'Été. It's a big, gigantic festival, 100,000 people, and then this other one, Rock am Ring in Germany, which is another monstrous festival that we've had the privilege of playing. So those are two great shows.
Also, playing a hometown show in Toronto is always a really good show for us. I think back in the day, I used to play a lot of rhythm, and we never really had a lead guitarist. So um, when some of our favorite bands like Rage Against the Machine and Soundgarden, they'd be doing drop D tuning, and listening to those records, I was like, why not try this out? And so I used to drop D my guitar, and then I found I could start playing lead notes as well at the same time. So it really kind of helped add like another dimension to a three-piece band. And after that, we just all started drop D tuning, I guess.
Yeah, I just had to follow Ian at that point, and it's actually been a really good thing because it's kind of taken me out of the comfort zone as a player. You know, I've always been used to regular hand positions and all that proper technique and stuff. And when you drop D, you have to do things different. So it's been fun.
Usually on a guitar line, I think. Yeah, it usually comes out of a guitar line, and then the vocal melody is sometimes a variation of the lead guitar melody, and that's usually how it starts. Yeah, I mean, depending on the vibe of the riff, um, I'll bring a riff in, and Aaron and John will start playing along, and we'll create like a cool rhythm using a couple of our songs like River Below and This Suffering have cool rhythmic things that happen where um, I'm hitting the drop D chords and playing lead notes at the same time, and it creates like a really cool effect. I think. I leave some of the open strings, keep them ringing open while playing lead riffs underneath, and then vice versa sometimes, so you can hear. It almost gives the effect of having two guitar players.
He also doesn't play standard chord positions, so I think his guitar playing, has a unique sound because his chord voicings are different than kind of a standard guitar chord.
Yeah, I like to leave a lot of strings open because it just sounds a little different and more unique. Definitely, yeah, like Alex Lifeson definitely used a lot of open strings when he was playing chords and lead notes and things like that. And well, that was just one of the many bands, but Led Zeppelin, Andy Summers, and the Police definitely did that a lot too.
Yeah. For me, bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Rage Against the Machine, as a bass player, Primus, of course, all those bands kind of influenced me. But as a band, all four of us have such collective tastes that I think there's a lot of influences come into play with when the song is complete.
High school,
Yeah,
yeah.
high
Yeah, we
school.
all went to the same high school.
Well, Ben, Aaron, and I were in a band, and Ian was in another band, and we met each other in school. We all kind of knew each other, but the bands met at a high school talent show. Shortly after that, me, Ben, and Aaron quit our band and wanted to start another band, and we asked Ian, and he we started jamming from there. That was, I guess we were about 18.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think being in high school and doing it for fun and playing for our friends was the initial start, and then 10 years later, that's when we first kind of got signed. So we'd already spent the 10 years really getting to know each other and working things out as far as like, you know, what we wanted to do with this band and career-wise. And I think the longevity stems from that for sure.
Songs. We can't do very many covers now.
Yeah, we when we first started, I mean, when any band first starts, they usually do covers, and that's the way to get to know the other guys, you know, musical tastes
And
abilities as well. And once you do those covers and you spend a couple months, you know, playing covers, then it's important to jump into starting to write songs.
But, for bands, I think the biggest advice is finding people that, you know, want to play and want to be in a band, and you know they do it because they want to play music and just have fun being in a band, and don't think that you're going to be a megastar or anything like that, because once you start thinking about it, it's never going to happen. You just have to play music because you enjoy it.
I think the most important thing is really honing in on songwriting. Um, at a certain point, you'll always become a good player if you practice enough. But writing a song is a really hard thing to do, and it's something that you should start thinking of in the early days of your band, because that's really what is the whole thing is going to be based around in the future. If you do, you know, put out an album and you start doing this for a living. Our new album, Billytown 3, just came out. It's available everywhere, so pick it up. It was produced by Brendan O'Brien. We recorded it in Henson Studios in Los Angeles, and then partly there and partly at Southern Track Studios in Atlanta. And it's just a great sounding record.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. So check out the record, come to the shows, enjoy all things Billy Talent.
We can tell Aaron's story,
Oh,
Hamburg's story.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's
It's pretty graphic.
that's well, it
But
involves
in a gross
like,
way, I think so. That's fine.
You know what? If you feel like you want, I don't mind.
Yeah, go for
well,
it.
here's a funny story that happened to us in Hamburg. We were playing this big show in Hamburg, Germany, and we're playing in the Reeperbahn district, which is, you know, known as the red light district, and there's lots of bars and lots of drunken people and that kind of thing. And so we finished playing the show, and me and Aaron, our drummer, had just done laundry at the venue that day. And so we're carrying our laundry after the show, carrying our laundry in our arms back to the tour bus, which is about a 2-minute walk from the venue. And Aaron drops, a pair of socks on the ground. So he reaches down to grab it, or he thought he dropped a pair of socks on the ground. So he reaches down, grabs it, puts it back on the pile. We get it back to the tour bus. We go upstairs to our, in the upper lounge of the tour bus. He throws all his laundry out, sorting through it. And as this is happening, he can't help but smell a nasty smell of shit. So as he's going, where's that smell coming from? He eventually finds what he thought he dropped was his socks, ended up being a pair of women's soiled panties.
Most likely.
Covered in feces. And so we were standing outside the bus, and he comes running down the stairs and just screaming and threw this thing across the street. And it was pretty Spinal Tap.
Yeah, it was really disgusting. They most likely came from the red light district,
Yeah.
too, which is kind of
Which is really gross.
makes it even grosser. And that's that.
And that's a Spinal Tap story.
This is my bass. I play Ernie Ball, Music Man, Stingray. This is one of my newer ones. I elected for the white and black with a rosewood neck, which is kind of a softer tone than a maple neck, so it's really good for bass. It has a piezo option pickup here, so there's little pickups in the bridge. Other than that, it's just a basic Stingray model. I play through a Ampeg and SVT VR. With a MXR graphic pedal. And the best thing about my bass is my strap that's custom made to read John.
This guitar I just got is brand new, and I play a Fender American Deluxe Fat Strat, which this is my favorite live guitar. It's got a maple neck because I like the feel of it, and I like the bright tones it produces. And it's got a DH1 humbucker as well. It's my favorite humbucker. And that's about it. That's pretty much all I use. I don't really use the S1 switching system or the tremolo. So I put an extra 2 springs in the back to really hardtail the bridge to the body. And this is my favorite #1 Strat.
I'm John.
I'm Ian.
We're in the Bay Area backstage. You're watching ACtv. And thanks for listening. Hope we were entertaining.
We're going to go rock our show now.
Yes, we are.
See you guys later.